Hi, I'm just waiting for people to join and then we will begin. Let me know if you can hear me, if the video's okay, the sound's okay. I'm going to post on my Facebook page. Okay. We'll just wait a couple minutes to give people time to join. In the meantime, say hi in the comments. Let me know who's watching. I can't tell who's watching. Let me know if you can hear me, of course. How's everyone doing today? It's very warm out. My father can hear me. Cool. Hello, Father. Invite your friends. Share the video on your page so more people can join and we can chat in the comments. We'll get started in a couple minutes. Jackie, hi. This is my nervous waiting dance. Is the video okay for you guys? We'll get started in 1 minute. I promise. For anyone wondering, probably no one, yes, I painted that myself. "30 seconds, and then I will start my long intro spiel, and then I will play some music. I promise. Also, I did not paint that pumpkin, but I did purchase it. Video's working, okay. Why don't we just get started? Yeah. There. Welcome, everyone, to the second installment of Caitlin's Cozy Concerts, the concert series where you can remain cozy at home and not catch COVID. Hi, Hunter. Lots of C's. Thank you so much for spending the next hour or so with me. I hope you're doing well today. You can obviously let me know in the comments. I'll keep track of them. I want to start every concert with a land acknowledgement. I want to acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the St. Lawrence Iroquoians, the Mohawk, and the Haudenosaunee. The land we call Montreal is actually called Tiohtià:ke. I got this information from native-land.ca, which I have linked in the description of this video. You can find out which tribes the land you live on belongs to. I think it's important to recognize the history of colonization and genocide in Canada and the effects it still has on the Indigenous communities throughout the country. Each concert, I'll be raising money for the Indigenous and Black communities of Montreal. In the description of this video, I have put my email address and PayPal information to encourage you to send me money. 50% of all donations will be sent to Indigenous or Black people in need as a form of reparations. There is a Facebook group called Settlement Reparations for Indigenous People, Montreal and surrounding area. I've put that information in the description box. Indigenous people can post requesting financial help, and settlers can send them money directly. Our governments have not even come close to doing enough for the health and safety of Indigenous communities, which is why we as individuals currently have to step up in many ways, but especially financially. I also will always remind you about the course that you can take for free, yes, free, with the University of Alberta, link in the description. You watch videos, you do readings, take quizzes, and you learn factual history from the perspective of the most marginalized communities. I will be alternating each month between the Settlement Facebook group and the Black Healing Fund. This month, I'll be sending money through that fund's GoFundMe. I have put the Instagram account for the Black Healing Fund in the description, and this is what they're about. The Black Healing Fund is an emerging initiative based in Jojage, Montreal, that seeks to provide Black people in the area with discretionary funding for therapy and other mental health-focused resources. Black Healing Fund believes that the cost associated with seeking mental health and wellness should not further burden Black folks. That therapy and other forms of healing should be free for Black communities. You can read much more on their GoFundMe, which is also linked in the description. Again, I have left my email address and PayPal for you to send money directly to me. Caitlin.berger06@gmail.com is my email, and then paypal.me/CaitlinBergerFlute is my PayPal. You'll have one whole week to send donations my way before I send them off 50% off to the Black Healing Fund. And truly, any amount helps. If you have $2, $5, $10, $100, anything helps. Don't be shy. Don't feel embarrassed if you can only spare $2. I will be more than happy. The other 50% will be to support my music career in general and the work that I put into concerts, which includes purchasing sheet music, getting my flute tuned up and cleaned every so often, buying proper equipment, and much more. Now, this is the fun part. If you send more than $10, so it could even be like $10.10, it's fine, I will send you back a link to a private music video with a fun song that I recorded. And it'll be a different song each month. So make sure to leave your email address in the message or comment section when you send the e-transfer or the PayPal transfer, and then I'll be able to send you back that link. Whew, sorry, let me take a breath. Maddie, hi. I didn't see the comps, sorry. I'm break. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Abby. Hunter, yeah, cozy concerts. We're cozy at home. Yes. Okay, I'm almost done my spiel, I promise. So, along with paying reparations, I'm committed to featuring at least one composer who is non-white or non-male each concert. You can definitely send me suggestions or requests for pieces, and I'll see what I can do. I'm passionate about changing the classical music canon for the better because there are many, many wonderful composers that should be more well known and have their music played more often. Finally, I want to announce the theme for this concert, which is Revisiting and Reminiscing. So the school year has recently begun, and while I finished my schooling over a year ago, I thought it would be interesting to revisit pieces I performed while in school and reminisce on those times and what I learned. So, like you've already been doing, please leave comments in the chat as we go. I'll be answering questions or comments. You can ask me questions about anything. Doesn't have to be related to, the piece I'm playing. But I really want this to be a space where we can have discussions and have fun and chat. It's obviously very strange for me to just be alone in my room, an apartment, talking to myself. So as much as possible, engage with me so I don't feel so strange. Just a small disclaimer, I have been having some technical difficulties relating mostly to audio. So if my high notes sound a bit piercing today, I'm really sorry, but it's something I have been working on and something I'm going to continue working on for next month. Just be aware that I'm aware and I'm sorry. But in terms of accessibility, I will be uploading this video to my YouTube channel afterwards, and then there's a caption function there. S'il y a des personnes qui ne parlent pas l'anglais, je peux traduire pour vous. Laissez-moi un commentaire, je vais faire de mon mieux. That is all my intro points that I wanted to make. And so let's get started with the first piece on the program. Okay, so this first piece is called Scherzino, and it's part of a series called 8 Performance Pieces for Flute and Piano by Carl Joachim Andersen. I did not pronounce that correctly. Andersen is his last name. He was a Danish flutist, conductor, and composer who was active in the second half of the 19th century. This piece has been in my life for a very long time. One of my very first teachers suggested it to me when I was maybe 13 or 14, but I thought it looked too hard. So I finally got the courage to learn it in my last year of high school, and I used it to audition to Vanier, which is the CJEP I went to. At my audition, I remember messing up a note or a rhythm or something, but being able to catch myself and jump back in with the pianist. I felt really proud of myself for that, and I even thought to myself, like, I'm glad that happened because the panel could see that I'm able to keep going even if I have to like stop and reassess for a second. I don't know if that actually worked in my favor. Maybe they didn't even notice, but in any case, I was accepted to Vanier and the rest is history. But yeah, so this piece has remained one of my favorite short little pieces since then because of the good memories it brings up and because it's so cute and fun, and I feel like I could play it like 5 times in a row and not be sick of it. I've actually had a few of my students work on this piece while studying with me, and while it's very challenging, it's also really rewarding when you finish learning it. It does have a piano part, so I am alone. There is no piano in sight, as you may have noticed, but I will be using a backing track for the piano part, and it was recorded by a real human, so it won't sound electronic or anything like that. But yeah, so let me know what this makes you think of when you hear this piece. Just to let you know, scherzino is Italian for joke, so you could keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and set up my pink Bluetooth speaker. So, feel free to chat amongst yourselves while I do that. Whew. All right. Does anyone have any questions while I'm setting up? You could even ask me what my favorite color is. I don't know. It's pink, by the way. Nope. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Actually. Okay, so this is Scherzino by Andersen. That was it. Did it sound like a joke? I don't know. Like it's like cutesy. Yeah? Yes, Maddie, yeah, peppy. I like that word. Thank you, Ryan. All right, so in keeping with my goal to play all 12 Telemann fantasies, I've prepared the second one in A minor. It is the first fantasy that I ever worked on back in 2019 when I was preparing my graduate recital at the University of Montreal. Baroque music is really unique and special, and I felt at the time that I couldn't quite get the right sound or the phrasing it required. The instruments were very different back in the 17th and 18th centuries, for those of you who aren't aware. For one big difference is that the flute back then in Telemann's time was wooden, which is already a huge difference to my metal flute. So back then, obviously the way they made the music sound was affected by their instruments. So it's a bit hard to recreate nowadays. When I worked on this piece back in 2019, my articulation was much weaker, so I was happy to revisit this piece and change some of the articulations I'd marked in. Bit technical, but Baroque composers didn't always specify the exact articulations that they wanted, so it's pretty common practice to kind of add or change that aspect of the music nowadays. When I performed this piece in my very last school recital, I felt confident, but still not fully in control of my artistic vision in regards to this specific piece. So having worked on it again this past month, I made sure to refine my Baroque style, which was something that I was working on a lot with my teacher Ariane back in the winter. And I was able to commit more to my artistic choices. So there's no story or image that Telemann attached to his fantasies, so feel free to comment what this makes you think of. There are 4 movements. The first and second are kind of elided, but otherwise I'll be pausing after the other movements. So enjoy. This is Telemann's Fantasy number 2 in A minor for solo flute. Thank you, Abner. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Jackie. So nice. All right. We'll move on to the next piece. This next piece is very meaningful to me. It is C.P.E. Bach's Solo Flute Sonata in A minor, and it's one of my all-time favorite classical music pieces, especially to play. I first heard it performed at Orford in 2017, and I loved it. Later that year, I learned the first movement and performed it as part of a vigil on December 6th, honoring the victims of the Polytechnique shooting a few decades ago. Coincidentally, my birthday is on December 6th, and I've always felt very attached to that day and what it represents. I performed the first movement during the vigil because I thought it represented something very melancholy yet hopeful, and it's a memory that I really, really cherish. A few months later, I decided to program it for my graduating bachelor's recital at McGill University. I enjoyed learning the second and third movements, and the performance of the piece during my recital is also a really special memory for me. I had never prepared or performed such a long solo recital, and I took the preparation very seriously. The week before, I played through my repertoire in order at the time that my recital would be every single night, sometimes in concert dress. This was a tip given to me to help with performance anxiety. I visualized every aspect of the recital, the hall, the stage, walking on and off stage, bowing after every piece, etc. The night of my recital, when I walked on stage for the first time, I genuinely felt like I had already performed my recital. That's how effective that preparation tool had been. So when it came time to play the Bach, I felt excited and ready to take on this meaningful piece. And I enjoyed it so much. I felt like I was finally able to say I was an artist and musician and had something to offer audiences. It ties into the Telemann fantasies in that I had to work on taking my time and refining my Baroque style of playing, which was still relatively new to me back in 2018. I'll never forget how at ease and powerful I felt while performing this piece during my recital. I finally felt in control of my musical choices as well as my performance anxiety, though that is still an uphill battle, of course. A few of my friends specifically congratulated me on this piece after my recital, and that meant a lot to me. I just have really great memories of playing it, so it was an obvious choice to program for today's concert. I've obviously changed as a player since 2018, and my performance today might not sound that similar to the one on my YouTube channel. I've made changes to the articulation patterns, breathing spots, technical things like that. But the emotions I'm trying to convey definitely remain the same. There are 3 movements. It's a bit of a longer piece, but I'll pause briefly in between each one to check on the comments, take a breath, drink some water, that sort of thing. My father doesn't see the comments. I don't know how to help you. They should be there. Sorry, Dad. Thank you, Hunter. Hunter says he loves the live stream. Oh, I love you, Hunter. All right, so this is C.P.E. Bach's solo sonata for solo flute in A minor, 3 movements. folks. Technical problem. Live shows. My flute peed on itself is the how to explain what just happened in layman's terms. Thank you, Hunter. Okay. Movement 2. Second shot. All right, this is the third movement. questions, feelings, concerns? Thank you, Father. Oh, thank you, Ted. Thank you, Jackie / Maddie. Thanks, Mom. Thank you, Maddie. Okay, let's keep it moving. This next piece is by a composer you may already know from last concert, Catherine Hoover. She was an American flutist and composer, and she passed away only 2 years ago. This piece is called To Greet the Sun, and I'll read you the description she provided for the piece. So, Catherine Hoover described it like this. To greet the sun is to give thanks for the great richness of the earth and the gift of life. Various cultures have done this in differing ways, from dawn prayers to dances and ceremonies to researching the sun's awe-inspiring power. That's the description. Hunter, thought I saw a comment. One sec. I'm imagining things. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I had only played one piece written by a woman before playing this one in 2018, and that was Cécile Chaminade's Concertino, which I had the honor of performing with an orchestra back in 2013. I discovered Hoover's music because when I started my graduate diploma at the University of Montreal, I decided I really wanted to broaden my choice of composers and works for my recitals. Her flute music really appealed to me, and I began learning this wonderful piece. I remember having a really good time performing it during a studio recital a few weeks before my first solo recital of the year. During my solo recital, unfortunately, I had a very quick bout of performance anxiety during the piece before this one, so it kind of tainted my experience of playing Hoover's piece that time. So my approach to this piece hasn't really changed in the 2 years since I originally learned it, but I'm more used to taking risks and having more control over my fingers and sound and all that sort of thing nowadays. You'll hear some fun extended techniques, which are basically just ways of playing the flute that are more modern. And you may notice that the composition style is similar to Reflections, which is the piece by Hoover that I had played last concert. So I'll be curious to know what you think about it compared to that piece or just in general. So definitely leave me comments letting me know your thoughts. It's a very interesting piece, so I hope you like it. So this is To Greet the Sun by Catherine Hoover. And we are definitely greeting the sun today. I'm hot. It's hot. Thank you, Jackie. It is a great piece. Thanks, Mom. It's very unique. It's pretty challenging for the fingers in the fast section. Slipped up a couple times, but that is live performance for you. It's nice to play pieces written by the person, by flutists, since I'm a flutist, right? Because they know your instrument so well. And you can definitely tell that with Hoover's music. Some of it's challenging, but you can still really feel that she understood the flute because she played it. And I think that always really helps for me, at least. Did it sound like what her description was? I don't know, it brings up other kinds of emotions for me, but nothing I can pinpoint specifically, but Thank you, Mom. It is unique, yes. All right, we've arrived at the last piece for today's concert, and it is the Sonata for Flute and Piano, written by Otar Taktakishvili. I'll just be playing the first movement. Taktakishvili was a Georgian composer in the 20th century. He was influenced by indigenous folk music of his region, and you might be able to detect that in this piece. I never performed this piece for a recital, but I have great memories of playing it at Orford in 2016. So that year, I spent a week at the Orford Music Academy studying with the French flutist Julien Baudimont, who is an exceptional musician and person. I was scheduled to play in class on the first day, bright and early in the morning, and I woke up feeling not so good. I don't know why, but I was worried that would affect my playing that day. Anyways, I went up to play this piece in front of the flute class, and Julien Hunter was there, and it went surprisingly well. What I remember really vividly is how Julien worked with me on this piece. He encouraged me to bring out the details in articulation and character, and I will never forget the moment where I was playing a section of the piece, and right as I was about to play something that was meant to be suddenly loud, he literally screamed in my ear. I don't remember what he said, but it was something to encourage me to play really loud when I needed to. But it was so loud that I kind of jumped, and it was, oh my God, it was hilarious. He was also really helpful when he demonstrated certain sections of the piece, and I just remember laughing and smiling and having a good time. When I replayed a specific section for him, he let me know that it sounded a lot better or something to that effect, and I felt really, really happy. I think he yelled, he was like, "Ça c'est malade," which is like, "That's sick," in a good way. And that memory is so fun. And it was a really lovely first memory to have at Orford. I went to Orford 3 times. And every time I take this piece out, I just smile and feel happy. I'll always picture him standing beside me, yelling into my ear as I play. It was just really fun. Again, as you can tell, I still have not been joined by a real-life pianist. So I will be accompanied virtually again, this time by a wonderful pianist named Jung Yoon, who has recorded tons of piano parts for flute pieces, and he's put them up on YouTube all for free, and they're wonderful. It's always a delicate task, of course, to play with a video recording, but I will make it work. Let me know what this piece makes you think of, if it brings up any emotions or images as I'm playing. Taktakishvili isn't, from what I know, a very known composer in general, but this flute piece is quite well known to flutists, so it's really fun. It's one of the only flute pieces, honestly, that is in C major, which, if that doesn't mean anything to you, it's typically an easier key, but he explores other keys a lot in this piece, so it's I don't really know what I'm saying right now. Okay, I'm going to set up again my pink Bluetooth speaker. I just love the fact that it's pink. What am I doing? Bluetooth. I have to wait for the ads to pass on YouTube. Okay. So this is the first movement of the Sonata for Flute and Piano by Otar Taktakishvili. yeah, Jackie. It's a piece like just at the beginning. The only word I could think of is happy. Like it's so bright and it almost sounds childish, but not in a negative way. Like it just sounds like innocent in a childlike way for some reason. At least at the beginning, not necessarily the whole time. Thank you. Thanks, Maddie. It is cute and fun, right? The other two movements are a bit more, well, the second movement of this sonata is more serious. The third one is back to being very playful. Maybe I'll play it in the future. Oh, thank you, Ted. It's hard. I rehearsed it so many times with the video because obviously since it's a pre-recorded video, the piano part, I, don't have a choice in rubato or moving or anything like that in the piece. I have to be really with the recording. So I've probably ran through it like 30 times or something. Because it's not, there are little sections that weren't easy to coordinate with the video. But yeah. Oh, thanks, Mom. I feel like I do have really good choices, like good piece choices. I feel like I'm really good at that. Any other thoughts or comments about the piece? Any questions you have for me in general? I like talking, so it's gonna be hard to kick me off this live stream. Just a quick reminder, of course, to send me your donations by email or, e-transfer or PayPal. So my email address and PayPal information is in the description, but my email address is caitlin.berger06@gmail.com. And my PayPal is paypal.me/CaitlinBergerFlute. So 50% of donations will be sent to the Black Healing Fund to get them started through their GoFundMe. The other 50% will be to support my work and future concerts. As well, I will be uploading this live stream in its entirety to YouTube this weekend. And I'll also be uploading the individual pieces as well on my channel. In terms of accessing my YouTube channel, you can either go to my Facebook page and I have the link there in my profile, or you can just search my name, my full name on YouTube, and I will appear close to the top. Feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would be lovely as well. Mostly for the next while, I'll be, uploading the concert videos, but every once in a while I might upload, a bonus. Mom, I had already played all of these pieces, but the Taktakishvili, I don't know if you would have heard, back when I was learning it, maybe. I never performed it at school, this last piece. It was only at Orford. All right, well, I guess that concludes this concert. I would love to, stay and chat. If you keep leaving comments, I will keep answering them. For sure. But mark your calendars already for the next one, which is Saturday, October 31st, funny enough. And the theme for that concert will be dark and spooky because Halloween. I will have a special guest. I can't announce who it is yet, but there will be a special guest for next concert. Basically, as long as COVID doesn't ruin that. But yeah, I should have a special guest on October 31st. I'll be playing some dark and spooky pieces. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will wrap it up so y'all can go enjoy the really hot weather and the rest of your Saturday afternoon. But thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And you can let your friends and family know that they can watch this live stream, honestly, actually directly on my Facebook page. It'll stay there, as well as on my YouTube channel. And of course, if you donate more than $10, so if you send more than $10 my way, I will send you back, I will email you a link to a private video on YouTube. It's a music video I recorded of a really fun piece. And yeah, just make sure not to share it with anyone. But Jackie's using French. I love it. Yeah, I'm excited too for the Halloween concert. Maddie says that on the Halloween stream, you should slowly move the pumpkin steadily closer to the camera between pieces. Yes. Thank you, Maddie. You guys are really nice. Any other questions, final thoughts, comments, questions that I can answer? Thank you so much again, everyone, for watching. Check out all the things that I left in the description. They're all really important points. So you can always send me any questions you have about anything I've talked about today. You can message me, send me an email, anything like that. And please, please feel free to donate through e-transfer or PayPal. Thank you so much. And I hope you all have a lovely day. Until next time.